Good morning, students. Welcome to today's session of online class of Sri Gokulam Public School, Guruvayur. Let us start our today's session. Students, in our last class, we have discussed final account. We know that in final account, we usually prepare two accounts, that is trading account and profit and loss account, plus a balance sheet. So these three items together is known as final account. In our last class, we did a problem of a final account. Today, we will discuss final account with adjustment. So, 12 most expected adjustment which are normally asked in the exams will be discussed today. Okay, with examples. So, let us proceed our class. Here are some important things to remember while doing the problems related to final account with adjustments. All additional informations or adjustment should be treated 2 times. So whenever there is an adjustment or additional information given to you, we have to go for 2 treatments. Let's see what is that. 2 times means in trading account and balance sheet. So if one additional information is given to you, so the posting of that item will come in trading account and balance sheet, or sometimes in profit and loss account and balance sheet. Okay, so any of these options may appear if you are doing adjustment related to final account. In front of you is one adjustment. So we are going to discuss the adjustments one by one. The first adjustment is closing stock. The effect of the closing stock we have discussed in yesterday's problem also. We have opening stock as well as closing stock. So for example, stock on 31st December 2020 is rupees 5,000. So students, either of these two we have to go for when we are posting closing stock. Do you remember in yesterday's class where we have posted closing stock? Yes, we have posted closing stock in the credit side of trading account and the balance sheet asset side. Okay. Now, let us do the posting of closing stock in these two items. Okay. Now, let us post the closing stock in the respective final accounts. So, children, I am going to post this closing stock. I told you that every adjustment, that means in your question they will give you a trial balance. Trial balance have only one effect. Okay, that will be shown in either trading account, profit or loss account or balance sheet. So trial balance will have only one effect. But when you are doing a problem of adjustment, that is additional information given in the question, it will be shown with two effect. So for closing stock, the first effect is it is shown in the trading account credit side. Okay, so let's see the posting of closing stock, which is one of our additional information or adjustment. So I will write here, by closing stock. Okay, closing stock will be shown by closing stock on the credit side of trading account. Suppose our financial year come to close on 31st December 2020. You know that some firms, they close their financial year on 31st March or 31st December. So in this problem they have given that the financial year or the closing stock is of the date 31st December 2020. Okay, so the first effect I have shown in trading account credit side, and the second effect of this is will be shown in the balance sheet asset side closing stock. Okay, the amount column you can write the amount also. So these are the two effect of this item, that is closing stock. Now the second item which may come in exam is outstanding expenses. Okay, outstanding means what? The expenses which is not yet paid. So this expenses we should pay it, that is the liability of us, but we have not yet paid it. For example, rent. Okay, rent 11,000 is given to you, and in example it is given that rent for 1 month is unpaid, 1,100. So we have paid rent for 11 month, but for 1 month it is unpaid. Okay, the unpaid amount is 1,100. So already we have a liability of 11,000 plus 1,100 which is outstanding. So what is the effect? How can we show this in our final account? This outstanding also have, this adjustment also have two effect. We are taking rent as one of the expenses. So as you know, rent is indirect expenses. It will be shown in the profit and loss account. Direct expenses are shown in the trading account and indirect expenses are shown in the profit and loss account. So here I will write rent, because in the question it is given rent which is as an example. So I have written rent. Inner column I will write 11,000. That is what given in the question. And this outstanding rent will be added. Remember, outstanding rent or outstanding expenses will be added with that particular item. So with the rent, I will add this amount and put the total of this in the outer side. Okay, now this was the first effect, that is outstanding rent or outstanding expenses will be added to that respective expenses. If it is salary, you have to add with the salary. If it is advertisement expenses, you have to add with the add outstanding advertisement expenses with the advertisements. So you have to add the outstanding expenses with their respective items and put the amount in the outer column. This was the first effect. Now the second effect of the same outstanding rent, you have to show it in the liability side. Why? Because outstanding rent, that means you have not paid your liability. So your liability of outstanding rent is still to be paid. What is the amount you are supposed to pay? 1,100 is the amount which is due. Okay, so 1,100 will be written over here. Now the third adjustment, prepaid expenses. Prepaid means advance, paid in advance. Okay, so as we know that outstanding expenses means unpaid expenses, that is not yet paid, expenses that we have not yet paid. But prepaid expenses means what? We have paid these expenses in advance. Before the due date, we have paid that expenses. Okay, for example, insurance premium is amounting rupees 2,400 per annum. Here per annum means what? 1 year. In 1 year, we are supposed to pay insurance premium of rupees 2,400. The business takes the insurance on 1st July 2020. So it was on 1st July 2020 that this insurance was taken by the business and paid rupees 2,400. So this insurance was taken on 1st July 2020 and they paid rupees 2,400 for this. So children, what year you have to understand is 2400 is paid per year. Okay, in 1 year you are paying 2400. So for 1 month, how much are you paying? Okay, to calculate for 1 month, you have to divide it with 12. So you will get that you are paying 200 for per month. For 1 month, you are paying 200. Here, if you notice this question very carefully, read it carefully, you have taken insurance on 1st July. Okay, in this particular problem, the financial year is 31st December 2020. Okay, 31st December 2020 is the financial year of this company. If you count from 1st July to 31st December, you may find that we have taken this insurance and we have covered 6 months after taking this insurance. Okay, 6 months. So at the end of the financial year, if you are taking this 200 per month into 6, you have 6 month, that is from 1st July to 31st December. It's 6-month period that we have taken this insurance. So 200 into 6, that means 1200. So children, what you have to understand over here is we have paid 2400. Okay, the business have paid 2400. Actually, for 6-month insurance, we were supposed to give only 1200. That means 1200 was given extra. Okay, extra, that means in advance. So the extra 1200, it's advance, or we can say prepaid. It's a prepaid expenses. Okay, so that logic you have to understand. 2400 is paid for per year. For 1 year, you are supposed to pay the insurance 2400. It is only 6 months that we have taken this insurance policy. Actually, 200 into 6 means 1200 is the amount which you are supposed to pay towards this insurance premium, but you paid 2400. So there is 1200 excess, that is the advance towards this insurance premium. Now how to deal with this in your final account? Here also, as this is an adjustment, 2 effects will be there. Okay, so what is that 2 effects which you have to show? Insurance premium is an indirect expenses. So tell me, indirect expenses, where is the proper position of showing the indirect expenses? Yes, it should be shown in the profit and loss account. So I will write here insurance premium. What is the amount I have to show here? See, 1 year, for 1 year it should be 2400. So 2400 is for 1 year, but we have taken insurance on 1st July, and from, if you count for 1st July to 31st December, it is only 6 months that we have covered so far. So actually we are supposed to pay insurance premium for 1200 for this 6 month, but we paid 2400. That means 1200 is excess, that is our prepaid, or you can use the word advance premium. 1200 is the advance. Okay, so if you subtract this, in this 2400, 1200 is prepaid. So for this particular accounting year, it is only 1200 which you are supposed to pay. Okay, this is the first effect. For prepaid expenses, you are supposed to subtract it from the profit and loss account that particular item. Okay. Not only insurance premium, if you are paying anything in advance, expenses, prepaid expenses, such items are there, that will be subtracted from the respective item. And the second effect of this is, students, you should understand that anything given as an advance will be received, okay, can be taken back. So that is a sort of asset for us. Anything given as advance can be taken back. So prepaid insurance is an asset for us, because as I told you, anything which is given as advance can be taken back. So prepaid insurance which is given as an advance, we can take that money back. So it is like an asset for us. Okay. Now students, after prepaid expenses, the next item or next adjustment which you have to learn is accrued income. Accrued income means it's like outstanding income. Outstanding means what we are told you. Outstanding expenses we have learned. Outstanding expenses means the expenses which we have not yet paid. So that was our expenses which was not paid, liability was there. But here is accrued income means the income which we have not yet received. Okay, so we can't use the word outstanding income here, but accrued income is the proper usage. But the meaning is the same. This income is an income which is actually receivable. We should receive it, but we have not yet received it. Okay, it is due to be received, but we have not yet received that income. So for example, we have an investment of 10,000 and interest on this investment is accrued to be 1,200. So now it is time to get the interest on this investment 1,200, but yet till this date we have not received this interest on this investment. So how to show this item in final account? So as the name suggests, this is an income. Incomes are shown in the profit and loss account credit side. Accrued incomes are normally indirect incomes and hence they are shown in the profit and loss account credit side. We can write here accrued income, and the amount of 1,200 will be written in the amount column. Okay. So the first effect of this adjustment is shown in the profit and loss account credit side. The second effect of the same will be shown in the balance sheet asset side. So it is the investment on which this interest is. So here first of all you have to write the amount of investment. Okay. In the question, if you see, the investment is of the value 10,000. So I will write here investment as 10,000 and I will add this accrued income. So add accrued income, which is the interest. This is the interest on the investment. Okay. So interest. What is the amount of interest we should receive? It's 1,200. So adding this amount, I will get 11,200. Okay, so on our investment we are supposed to receive an accrued income, that is the interest on investment, 1,200. Okay, so these are the two effects of this adjustment. Let us move to the fifth adjustment. Fifth adjustment is income received in advance. So students, if we are receiving any income in advance, that means it's our liability to give back the amount if it is asked for. So suppose, for example, it is commission received for 3 years amounted rupees 4,500. So we have received a commission for 3 years and the amount is 4,500. So let us see how the posting of this item will take place first. For showing the item of commission received, we have to assume that there is an item in the trial balance called commission received. Suppose the amount is 5,500 given to you in the trial balance. So commission received is 5,500. In this commission received, we have an amount of advance. There is an advance commission. Okay. So advance commission will be called back at any moment. So there is an advance commission of 5,500 in this amount. So what you will do? You have to find out the exact amount which are supposed to pay for this financial year. Okay. So I got that amount. It is 1,000. It's 1,000. Now what is the second effect of this adjustment is advance commission, as it is a commission or income which we have received as advance, it can be taken by from us at any moment. So it's like a liability for us, because it will be, if the people who have paid this commission, if they are asking for that advance, we are liable to pay that amount. Okay. So I will write commission in advance as a liability. Income received in advance is our liability. Okay. Next item for adjustment is depreciation. Depreciation on asset. We know that depreciation means it reduces the value of asset. Okay. So for example, what is given over here? Furniture amounting rupees 60,000 is to be depreciated at the rate of 10%. So how shall we show the effect of this? First of all, we know that furniture is our asset. Okay. So assets, where are the assets shown? Where is the proper position for asset? Yes, it's balance sheet. So in balance sheet, I will write in the asset side furniture. What is the amount of furniture given to you in the question? It's 60,000. Okay. Now what they are asking you to do? They are asking us to charge depreciation on this asset at 10%. So let us charge depreciation. Because of depreciation, the value of furniture will decrease. Hence, less depreciation 10%. On 60,000, if you calculate 10%, you will get 6,000 as an amount. Okay. So 60,000 minus 6,000, you will get 54,000 is the outer amount. This was the first effect of the depreciation. Now the second effect of the depreciation is our expenses. Okay. The depreciation is an item which reduces the value of our assets. So it will be treated in the debit side of profit and loss account. Okay. So here you have to write to depreciation on furniture. Okay. And the amount which you have to show over here is 6,000. See children, it is not 60,000 or 54,000 which you are supposed to show. What is the value of depreciation which you have charged? It's 6,000. So that will be shown over here. Okay. So this is the 6 entries or adjustment which we have discussed today. It's a very important from your exams point of view. So each items, they have 2 effect. What is that effect? You have to understand. So children, it is time to wind up today's session. We will discuss some more important adjustment related to final account in our next class. Till then, goodbye. Take care.